Welcome to DudeNoWay Live, where we embark on a quest to play the greatest games of all time. I'm your host, Moonchild of DudeNoWay, and today we are playing everything in Overwatch 2. Support. Okay, so off the jump, I'm going to go ahead and pick Kiriko as our support for the first game of the night here. And we also have a Moira, we have an Ashe. Let's see who else everybody picks, and maybe I'll switch heroes depending. But Kiriko is just in general the pick that I would normally swing into a quick play game with, because she offers the most flexibility of all of the characters, and also allows me to benefit from my ability to aim, which is not quite as prevalent in other support classes. So like Zen is maybe another one, and maybe Baptiste is another one that can really benefit from your ability to aim. However, you run something like a Moira, or you run something like a... Hang on. Or you run something like a Brig, you're not going to be worrying about your aim too much, and I like to be rewarded for my skill. We have a Winston to go with our Genji, so I'm going to be diving with the Winston. We can have the Moira here, staying with the Ashe, and keeping everybody alive. We got someone on the other team has just left the game, but it looks like we should be good, and we are diving right in here. Gonna start putting some heals off into our Winston. Already took a little bit of damage off the start, but we should be just fine. Gonna throw our Moira a heal over in the corner. Make sure that we are staying inside of the Winston bubble to keep ourselves as safe as humanly possible. And we're just waiting for Winston to dive, and when he does, we're gonna go with him. We're just keeping him up, keeping him topped off as much as humanly possible, and trying to get the kills wherever we can. I'm gonna go ahead and throw a couple of kunai out when I see that everybody is topped off. Winston is looking kind of low, so I'm going to go ahead and just stick with the heal on him. Need our Moira. There we go. Our Moira is now healing him. Got to make sure that everybody stays up here as we stand at the choke and do absolutely nothing. I'm not really sure what the point of this maneuver is here. We should be pushing through. We have already lost our Ashe because they are effectively doing more damage and more better support than we are. Going to go ahead and support the Winston, who has jumped up into the building to chase the D.Va. But D.Va is a hard counter to Winston because his body is so large. Her shotguns are able to deal a large amount of damage to him. So maybe him chasing her wasn't the greatest idea ever. Gonna go ahead and lose our Moira here, and this is not looking good. We need Winston to dive out, and I'm probably going to get into a position where I could be hit by the D.Va bomb. Luckily, I was just able to get out of the way there, but we lost our tank in the meantime. And that doesn't feel great. We need to keep our Genji alive, but I wasn't able to. Looks like I am maybe the only one left. Perhaps Moira is standing on top of me. Hard to say. She's literally inside of my body there for a second. Gonna throw our Ashe a heal, but it's not gonna get there in time. And I am gonna get got by the Hanzo arrow. That is not looking good for us, but we are healing our butts off, trying to keep everyone alive. Winston has finally figured out that we can move through the choke, not just stand at it. But he was anti-healed and couldn't get himself back up. Gonna go ahead and throw our Moira some... What are these called? The healing papers that I'm spacing on the name of. What are they called? The Ofuda. Man, I definitely was not about to reach the Ofuda conclusion. It definitely wasn't gonna go that way. I need to kill this Ana. We need to get this Ana out of the way here. And I am stuck with the... That feels like an extremely long Cassidy stick grenade. That was an incredible distance for that to have traveled. I think since the last time I played, those have gotten reworked, so it's possible that they have a larger range than they used to have. But that was pretty crazy. I'm gonna go ahead, throw our monkey a heal. Gonna try and teleport onto him and hope for the best, but he has put himself in an extremely bad position here. And we are here, we're on the point. Thankfully, everybody came forward. Had they waited any longer, it probably would have been good game for both me and Winston. Just gonna toss a couple of kunai their way. Throw some heals to our Genji and our Winston. And we have Bob, who is helping us secure this point here. We're not going to get too aggressive, even though it doesn't matter too much if we die. We have the Ashe, we have the Winston, who is way out of position. The Ashe kind of deserved that. If Winston goes down, he deserves it too, because they shouldn't be in here. Just flat out, they should not be in here. I'm going to go ahead and finish off this Moira, and make sure that she knows that she shouldn't be doing this. And once you punish somebody, they will think twice about what they do next. I am going to utilize the Kitsune Rush here in a second to put the payload and our team in forward momentum. Need to make sure that everyone knows that wherever we are, we need to be together. And you can see that Diva is here. She does not realize what's going to happen. Bang, we're going to just utilize the payload to make sure that we stay alive. Not going to be able to save Moira through those dragons. Hopefully she was able to get out of the way. Looks like she was here. I'm going to go ahead and heal our Genji up. Healing Genji up, but he went too high into the sky instead of diving into the Winston bubble where he would have been safe from the Cassidy who was shooting him from the side. Going to utilize my... Oof. This is not looking good for us. Okay, I'm going to get out here. Ideally, I'm going to get out here. I'm going to dive back, jump over here, grab this health pack, and then teleport over to Winston. And I do have my ultimate for when the team comes back, but I don't want to use it when there aren't anybody or when there isn't anybody around. Teammates need to be nearby to be able to benefit from the Kitsune Rush. And they are down a tank, so this should be no problem here. We're going to let the Kitsune guide us. And then we're going to jump over onto the Genji and help Genji do Genji things. Let him be an aggressive damage dealer. You can see the entire team is here. But as long as we are moving the payload forward, we shouldn't have too much of an issue. Gonna teleport over to Genji, but that is going to cost us our life, more than likely. It's a good thing that Cassidy doesn't know how to aim, and we were able to get out without too much issue. Again, this Moira thinks that she is hot shit, and we're gonna make sure that she knows not to be out of position like that. Don't aggress onto us, because that will be the end. We're going to use our Suzu and our teleport there to survive the high noon and just kind of walk our way back to the payload as we utilize cover to block off the rest of their team. Again, we're going to put a little bit of damage Moira's way and just make sure that Moira knows not to be doing those things that she's doing. Gonna put some heals onto our tank. And again, just pumping damage into Moira, making sure that she knows that she needs to be more conservative with her life. I would like to save Monkey here. Put some more heals into him. I'd like to save Genji. We're going to go ahead and throw the Ofuda, but it's not going to matter. Going to get Tracer up. Make sure that Tracer stays up here. And we're going to back up out of the dragons. Move up using wall run to get over the boxes and get a better angle on our Winston. And my Suzu is about to come off cooldown, and it looks like I will have to use it pretty quickly here. Gonna save Genji. No, I was not able to save Genji. I was gonna do my best here to try and save Genji, but he died just a second too late. Or just a second too early. And we were able to snag the victory here on game number 1. We're here on Dorado. We're playing as tank, and we are defending. This could be good, it could be bad. We'll see what the other team ends up looking like. We have already lost one of our damage dealers here. Thankfully, we got another one pretty quickly. I'm going to go ahead and use Sigma off the start because Sigma is a good tank to hold at a choke point. We have a Genji, we have an Ana, we have a Moira. This could go well for our team, but the team comp isn't looking like the best ever. Also, the Genji will want to be aggressive and dive into the enemy team. And while that is good, you know, in and of itself is a good thing for him to be in the enemy team, it is not good on defense here on point 1. The spot to defend is kind of on a rooftop, and because of that, the Widowmaker is going to be actually a lot better of a damage dealer to roll with at the beginning. And you can see she's already got her angle here, and we are just going to place this barrier right here to protect our... maybe not. We'll just put it right there so that Widow has a nice open place to snipe from. And we're going to jump on down to a not ideal position, but it will allow us to ideally get ourselves into a spot where we can defend against the enemy moving forward onto the payload. Don't want to get too aggressive here. Going to utilize this building to my right as a big piece of cover. And we're going to use the rock to stun both the Moira and the Orisa. And we're just going to kind of push them back. Back to the spawn you go. And the barrier is still up there. And so because of that, we're just going to put a little bit of damage into the enemy Widowmaker. Going to go ahead and use Kinetic Grasp to stop anybody who is moving forward. Going to throw the rock down there and hope that we get a cheeky kill, but it looks like nobody is moving there, and that's okay. We can see that Orisa is getting low, but we don't want to get too aggressive and put ourselves in a position where we end up dying because of it. We're going to use Kinetic Grasp to stop the Bastion from doing the Bastion thing. And with my barrier being down, it's now time to move completely out of the way here. We're going to utilize the front of the payload as a piece of cover as we kind of engage with the Moira and the Orisa, who are over on the side here. Got stunned out of my rock throw, but we're gonna try and save Genji. Try and protect Genji here. Bang, we're gonna put that down onto the Orisa. Make sure that she just can't be in a spot where we don't want her to be. I have a feeling that the Bastion is behind us. I'm going to go ahead and unmute my mic, and it looks like he is behind us. So because of that, we're going to put the barrier up right there. And the Bastion has destroyed our Genji and our Widowmaker. So we need to be careful about what happens next. We can see the Bastion ult is coming out here. Going to use Kinetic Grasp to stop him from... stop us from getting killed at the side. We're going to utilize the barrier in front of me to stop Orisa from doing Orisa things and killing me with her primary fire. Going to go and use Kinetic Grasp as we walk into the enemy. And right now we're going to put that barrier up to save us from the Bastion. To stand out of the way here. And once they come around this corner, again, I'm going to use Kinetic Grasp. Try and shield myself from the advance. They are getting extremely aggressive because there is no damage dealers to stop them here. And that's not great for us. But we see that our Moira is kind of up on the side, kind of doing her best to get aggressive in the meantime. And that is a good thing for us. We can see now that our Genji is back. So again, I'm going to advance onto this Orisa. Just advancing onto the Orisa to try and stop her from... moving forward here with her team. And gonna put up this barricade. Gonna rock the Orisa. But it looks like it may not matter here. I'm gonna use this to get out of the way. And we're going to lift Orisa up. We're gonna slam her down onto the ground and send her back to the respawn screen. That was a clutch nano boost from the Ana right at the moment that we needed it. You can see that the Pharah is up on the top, so we're going to wait for the barrier to regain some health, and then we're going to put it up to defend us against the Pharah, and we're going to walk this payload backwards as quickly as we can. We're going to check the enemy team to see what they are running with now. You can see that they have a Reaper, we can see that they have a Pharah, and we know that we don't want to be in a place where the Reaper or the Pharah can get us, and we don't want to be engaging with the enemy Orisa either, so we're just going to kind of use Kinetic Grasp to block her damage, and then we're going to put the barrier in front of us, use the rock to hit the Orisa, and stop her from being as aggressive as she normally is. Now we're going to back up and utilize the payload as a piece of cover, and again, we're going to walk forward. We're walking forward right now, and we are utilizing the rock as best we can. Damn. I tried hard to stay alive there. I got a little bit too aggressive, I think, but we also need some people to die. Looks like the Widowmaker did get the Pharah out of the air. It's going to be tough for me to get back in time before we end up losing this first point. We're going to have to try and... Widow, if you can just protect Ana, I'm on my way back. Okay, so I can hear that our Moira is behind us. And that is a good thing for us. We can see that the... Orisa is getting extremely aggressive with me, but we're just going to kind of ignore her. We're going to put the barrier up a little bit, and then we're going to damage onto her. I may die here. Yeah, I definitely am going to die here. Both of our support were dead, and I did my best to get back, but there wasn't enough time to stop them from doing what they needed to do. It looks like our Ana is waiting for us. We have our Moira has ultimate. I'm about to have ultimate as well. We're going to have our Widowmaker ult as well. And we're going to go engage them in the street here. One good place that we could engage them would be up top on the raised platform. But it would be difficult for us to stop them from pushing forward unless we were to have the proper amount of cover up there. The proper amount of engagement distance, even. Gonna use Kinetic Grasp to stop them from pushing forward. The Orisa is getting extremely aggressive with me, and I need heals. There we go. Okay, so right now I'm going to go ahead. I'm gonna lift the Torb up. That's gonna kill the Torbjorn. They lost their other damage dealer as well. We're going to use Kinetic Grasp here to absorb as much damage as humanly possible. Gonna throw down this barrier to block the Orisa's sightline, and then we're going to rock the Orisa to put some damage into her. Gonna pull the barrier back so that we can let it recharge some. And now the enemy Moira is down, which is good news for us. Used Kinetic Grasp to give us some extra HP. Gonna destroy the Torbjorn turret. And again, we're just forcing them backwards right now. Torbjorn is not effective at hitting us, which is good news. But we did lose our Moira. And it looks like there is a Reaper behind us. Gonna use Kinetic Grasp and my Rock to stop this Reaper from doing what he wants to do. Gonna pull my barrier out here and utilize it even though it is kind of low health. Now I'm gonna use that as a signal to retreat some and concede ground. Gonna use Kinetic Grasp to absorb the Moira orb. And again, we're just we're pumping damage out as much as possible. And we got the Orisa to waste an ultimate, which is great for us. We're not going to let the healing pylon do what the healing pylon does. Not without us having something to say about it. I am taking a lot of damage now at this point, and I don't want to die here. So I'm gonna pump myself in front of the Orisa, and I may die here. Going to put this rock into Orisa, keep backing up. She does not have any support, so I'm just gonna finish her off. And now I have ultimate again, but it looks like we won that team fight. And it looks like that may be the end of the game here. I don't think anybody will be able to get back in time. And I think that we just won it here on... let's just find out. Let's just make sure. Finish off that Torb. And that is the win here on Dorado. And we're attacking on Junkertown here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pick Widow if our other DPS does not. We got Cornstarch as our other DPS. I'm not sure if that's good or bad. You know, it's good for baking, but is it good for DPS? We're going to find out. Torbjorn, no. So it's only good for baking. So, I've talked about this before, but because we're doing attack on a payload map, the respawn advantage is with us here. Because we'll respawn right here and just walk out the doors. The enemy, as soon as we get a kill, will have to respawn and walk all the way back, which means that if we get 1 kill or 2 kills, it's pretty much good game for the first point, and it shouldn't be difficult for us to get to where we need to be. I'm going to go ahead and make sure that my scope is all the way charged up as I peek. And I took a little bit of damage, but nothing to worry about here. Just keeping an eye out on where they could be. I can see them through this. Apparently, I can't hit them from there. That's Ryan's leg, dude. I should have been able. I feel like I should have been able to hit Ryan from there, like no problem. But you know, he's using this piece of cover very well. But I can still put damage into him, at least a little bit, to a smaller extent, right? So I'm gonna use this railing here as my spot to snipe. And this is like a really good place to... Hey, this is like a really good place to snipe from, because they pretty much can't reach me with their attacks here. And there we go. So now with their Bastion down, we have a much, much better chance of being able to push the payload. I know we're really excited about Ana, but push the payload. Because if we wait too long, then we're going to miss out on our chance to capitalize on that Bastion being dead. We need to be cognizant of our advantages and making sure that we're not squandering them. Keeping an eye up top. I don't care too much about Reinhardt, but I do want to kill whoever Reinhardt comes out with, right? Bastion is underneath, so I'm going to utilize this large piece of cover here to stay safe while also being able to put a large amount of damage in from the side. I don't want to get myself into a spot where I die, so I'm just gonna keep an eye on the Bastion, see where he is, make sure that he is taking full damage from us, and we're getting low, so I'm just gonna wait a second before I engage again. The Life Weaver is very low here. Gonna wait for that shield to come down. And this Reinhardt is almost dead here. But it looks like I am gonna get pushed. So I'm gonna pull myself backwards to another nice position there. Gotta be careful of this Junkrat. I'm gonna stand here and utilize these boxes, or barrels even, to put damage down range. Got one of their healers down. And with one of their support down, it should be easy to push it the last few feet. Gonna go ahead and get their Life Weaver out of my face. Gonna take out this Bastion as well. And we're doing great here. We're doing great. Gonna go ahead and put that Reinhardt into his grave. Just jump out of the way of that Junkrat mine. And we're gonna utilize this as our piece of cover. We can strafe to the side, we can strafe to the left, and to the or to the right even, and get ourselves into a safe place. But we got to be careful of this window off to the left. Gonna go ahead and snipe that Junkrat out of his ult. With an eye here, we can keep an eye on the Bastion and make sure that we're not getting ourselves into a silly position. And I can just move over here. What's Reinhardt about to do about that? What you about to do, man? Come on, I thought you were a big guy. I thought you were a big, tough dude. I can't get myself up into a high ground position here yet, but that's okay. This Reinhardt is playing far too aggressively. She doesn't benefit too much from the Kitsune. Now would be a good time for me to swap. I think a soldier pick would be good here. I've gotten plenty of kills, and they have been very impactful from this point on. I can play as soldier, and I can essentially do the same thing, but without having to have such little impact on the game should I miss. Right, so now that I know that Reinhardt will be there, I can start putting the heavy damage into him, and this is essentially just exactly the same as the Widowmaker pick, but the Reinhardt is getting a ton of heals, so we need to get over to a position where we can fight some of the support, and the Bastion is kind of in the way there. We need to kill this Ana. Kill Ana. Gonna try and kill this Life Weaver. I'm getting hit by Reinhardt. That's a rough place to be, but with the damage that we're putting out, it's all going according to plan. With him getting the nano boost in the middle of charging, it definitely should have killed our Mauga. The fact that Mauga survived is actually amazing. I can't jump over to that as soldier, but I can get the high ground position over where Junkrat is. If I can take a little bit of damage onto Junkrat. Yes, and I was able to get him out of the way. And now we're going to get up into the high ground position here. We're going to put damage into that Ana. Okay, Life Weaver next. I can see that Bastion is fighting me. Bang, and then we got that Life Weaver down. Kill Ryan while there's nobody to save him. Good stagger. I'm gonna get up into the high ground position. And I can utilize this spot here to move. They're moving the payload forward, and I can get into a spot where I can see anybody that is like too far advanced. And I can see that Junkrat is here, which means he's gonna go up to this top position. And when he does, I'm gonna hit him with a Helix rocket. Oh, he decided against it. So I'm going to move up into this top position then. And I am going to put down my healing pad and kill this Junkrat. Just get him out of our face. Then we're going to put the damage in on this Life Weaver. We're not going to let him live through this. Doesn't matter how badly he wants it. I'm sad that I got hit by that, but it is what it is. Gonna back up. Gonna back up. The Rhine is antied right now. And with the Bastion over in the corner, we are going to just get slightly aggressive with him. Knowing that the Mauga just popped his ult, it's time to get aggressive with whoever he has inside of it, which is Reinhardt. So we're gonna get right up into his face. We're gonna back up away from the team here, because we know that the Junkrat ultimate will be coming for us. We can hear it, it's very loud, but that being said, we can't necessarily shoot it, because if he's wily with it, it's going to be very difficult to actually do anything. The Ana is in here with me. Ana 1. Gonna be difficult for me to stop them here. I'm gonna need some assistance, but I'm not gonna get it. I'm gonna get Doom Fisted instead. You never want your Doom to get fisted, you know. Our Mauga is very, very aggressive in this position. I think we just back up. Torb, if you can get out, try and get out. I'm gonna try and cover your escape. Just run back. I got you. Alright, we're good, cool. Let's just wait for the squad. Okay, guys, if you get an ultimate, just save it. And we're gonna let them use all of their ults. They should have... What should they have? A nano boost is about to come out. Good, let's push forward. Life Weaver's 1. Good game. Alright. That's how it's done. Whew. Let's go, Cornstarch. You mischievous fox, you. Yo, I was wrong. Cornstarch was a beast. I never doubted him for a second. That was a good game. I enjoyed playing DPS. I got to play all 3 roles back to back to back there. That's the perfect example of a flex.